Hey guys, Thomas the Jr. here, aka Mustached. I'm here to review Digimon Tri Determination. Just like last time, I'm going to leave links in the description for both Digimon Tri and Digimon Tri Determination on Crunchyroll. So if you're a fan of Digimon, I would highly recommend watching both movies. This will be a spoiler review for this movie, although I think that this covers pretty spoiler of what happens in this movie, but we'll get to that. Anyways, we begin this movie with some shenanigans as the Tamers go to these hot springs, and the females are in one section and the males are in another section. And the new Digimon, Mycomon, gets tagged along with Biomon, and they get sort of moved into the guys section, and the females have to go team up to get them. So after that, we get a bit more of the new character. That was my complaint about the last movie, is that we didn't get to see a lot of the new character, and she's pretty much this shy and timid girl. Me calls her May May, like May May or something like that. It's a little bit confusing, but I still don't remember her actual name at this moment because they called her that a lot. Or at least that's the name I remember hearing a lot. But anyways, I'll talk about the two highlights of this movie. I'm gonna be in a bit out of order here, but the two highlights of this movie. First, the animation, just like in Digimon Tri, pretty solid. Just as solid as it was in Digimon Tri. And the two highlight characters of this movie who are in the poster, Joe and Mimi. They really steal this movie just like how they kind of stole the first movie. And now there's a good reason for it, at least. So Joe's issue is that he's in college and he's struggling to stay afloat. He has to study, and he knows it's interfering with being a Digimon destined, and in doing so, he now has to neglect Gomamon in order to study. And we see him question it more and more as to why this is even happening. And he finally reaches a revelation at some point after Gomamon leaves and goes to live with Izzy for a little bit. Then they get in a carnival or something, and then Joe finally hits a moment. As well as Mimi. Her character was really funny in the first movie, and she gets some good laughs in here as well. But she's in charge of this sort of celebration of some sort, or a sales type thing where they have to dress up, and she makes these designs that the other females aren't particularly fond of. So they tell her that she's very self-absorbed, and it sort of hits her and gets to her. And then she has another moment later on where her Digimon, Togemon, is fighting Ogremon, and her Digimon does a needle spray, and there happens to be a helicopter trying to capture the battle on camera, and the needle spray hits the helicopter, and later on we see that Izzy confronts Mimi, and from the very first movie we see that Izzy was the one who had a crush on Mimi, but now he's now confronting her about, being this sort of being a little bit too careless, and once again that gets to her as well. And it takes the new character, the black-haired girl, to say, "Hey, I really like the outfit. I'm gonna wear it," and she wears it as well. And they celebrate their little thing. There's like a Digimon. There's like a monster celebration thing. So the Digimon are all out of invisibility, and the new Digimon Mycomon wins like this little competition. Um, and that's where Joe sort of comes back in as well. And in some point in the movie, we see that there's this sort of fake Digimon Emperor. We know he's fake because we see at one point he sort of like teleports away. It's not something he was able to do before. Um, So he teleports away from time to time, and the new two Digimon spy guys. There's this guy and the female from the first movie as well. They're like this couple, and they were watching. Well, she was watching Maikomon, and then she like sort of wanders off. She gets captured by the Digimon Emperor. All of the Digimon destined regroup there in this other area, and then they go into this digital space where both Gomamon and Palmon jump through, and the rest of the Digimon destined are blocked off. And there we get to see that the Digimon Emperor has Imperial Dramon with him on the cover right there on the bottom. And they are struggling, and then we see Palmon digivolve first, and she digivolves into Togemon, and she's trying to battle this beast of a Digimon. Then we see at some point Joe finally arrive after struggling. Kairi was the one to sort of say, hey, you don't need a reason why, you have Gomamon, and that should be your reason for doing this, and to look out for him when he needs you. So he finally wakes up to to that, and then he sort of goes with them, with her, I should say. Uh, and then once Joe arrives, Gomamon is able to digivolve, and then they digivolve again, and then they both reach a digivolution that neither of them, at least from the show, have gotten to. Vikemon and Rosemon. So neither of them have reached this evolution in the show, but they managed to do it finally here. So I would suspect that if there are other Digimon destined that haven't quite reached this level, that will probably be in another movie. I believe there's two more Digimon Tri movies coming out, but I could be wrong. I'm not entirely sure about that yet. But yeah, they defeat the Imperial Dramon, uh, both the fighter mode and the paladin mode as well. The Digimon Emperor sort of just lets Maikomon go. We had a cursed Leomon there. He was like trying to constantly keep Ogremon at bay for the entire movie. Like he like recaptures them and brings them back into the digital space. But we see later on that Leomon is cursed, and then he's like in there with them, but he's cursed, so he can't really do much. Once they finally all get out, everyone's celebrating, everyone's happy, and then Maicomon's sort of in the arms of Leomon, and then she's just sort of like there, and then Maikomon digivolves. I don't know. They didn't say what her digivolution name was, so I'm not entirely sure what that is. But so Maikomon digivolved version does the biggest spoiler ever conceived in Digimon. She kills Leomon. Dun dun dun. So Leomon is dead again. What a big shock. And this is sort of like this heel turn where we find out that Maicomon's the one that was causing these Digimon to become infected. We also see a bit of the other Digimon that we've seen in the first movie. His name is Hackmon. I didn't quite recognize who he was in the first movie, and we see a bit more of him in this movie. And the only reason why I know his name is from Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth. So there we go. Credits roll, and yeah, it's a pretty solid movie. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed Mimi's and Joe's story continuing here in Digimon Tri Determination. And once again, the animation is really fluid, and I liked how the beginning sort of had some shenanigans, and then it built up to this point where we have these developments happen, and then we have the big fight. So that's pretty much how the movie is broken up into, I feel. Can't wait to see if Digimon will continue this sort of resurgence as it has been doing recently. We have the video game, we have the two movies now. You still have uh, the terrible, terrible online game, but it still exists if you're someone who's playing that. Um, I'm still carrying on the hashtag when is Digimon or when is Pokemon versus Digimon. Um, so I'll leave that tagline in the description as well. So that's about everything. And with that being said, this has been Thomas the Soul Jr., aka Mustache Tom, and I'll see you guys next time.